Welcome to Deep Root Connections, a place where earth, animals, nature, and spirit are all alive, intertwined, and communicating. I'm Kara Daniels, an interspecies communicator, healer, teacher, channel for nature spirits, but ultimately here to be in service to the earth and to bring forth a new world where love takes hold and we make decisions based from our hearts instead of our heads. In this episode, I want to deep dive into the dinosaur world. I recently held a Q&A on my Instagram page to see what questions people might have for the dinosaurs. And what I did not expect was to receive such pushback regarding the dinosaurs. Silly me, I didn't know that there were so many conspiracy theories regarding dinosaurs out there. So I will quickly summarize kind of what was presented to me in that regard. And if that kind of sparks your interest, I encourage you to deep dive and do your own research. But I would like to share with you my personal experiences with dinosaurs specifically, the time that I saw dinosaurs, and what they shared in the Q&A. About once a month, I can feel the essence or presence of usually a nature being that would like to have space and share messages with my community. Most of the time, these energies come in very strongly. I know without a doubt who is presenting themselves, and the way that they make themselves known is usually I get this feeling. I can sense their unique energetic signature. I have an internal knowing of who and what they are. If I reject that sensation, which I do sometimes, I will begin to dream about the beings. I will see cloud formations. Their pictures will start just popping up out of nowhere all over my social media and wherever I am looking around in the actual physical world. They really truly try to make it extremely obvious that they are trying to be known and that they're ready to share some information. Another way that I feel kind of like a tap, tap, tapping on my shoulder energetically, when somebody wants to get your attention, but they don't want to be rude, they'll be near you. They might like put their hand on your shoulder. When a being wants to communicate with me, I feel it like that hand on the shoulder type feeling, only in my heart space. I believe that they're just gently touching my sacred heart to say, I would like to have some space to share with my community. So I always know without a doubt who's coming forward. They make it extremely obvious. In this case, the dinosaurs were a lot more hesitant, almost like they were shy to step forward. And I had no idea why. I've seen dinosaurs before, I've worked with them, I have a great connection with them. So I didn't really understand why they would be cautious when presenting themselves and asking for space. Soon after posting the Q&A, I realized that a lot of people don't actually believe in dinosaurs. That's news to me. So forgive me if I'm slow, slow to get the memo. But there's a lot of people out there that believe dinosaurs never existed, that dinosaurs are in fact dragons, that there's some kind of government conspiracy that they have manufactured all of the bones of dinosaurs to possibly erase dinosaur energies or other hidden agendas. A few other people reached out to me saying that dinosaurs have been created by the dark forces. And while I understand that there are lesser vibrational energies and entities out there. I'm familiar with them. I'm also very familiar with the light beings, and I have wonderful discernment. You know, all of these theories and concepts were new to me. So if this is something that you are like, what? I need more information, and you want to dive down that rabbit hole, by all means, go for it. That's not the space I'm going to be in today. I just want to share my personal experiences and why I think dinosaurs and dragons are separate entities, beings, and not from the dark forces. In regards to all of these different theories and opinions and outlooks on if dinosaurs are real, if they're not real, in these times of massive amounts of information, for better or for worse, opinions and people maybe not being so kind while sharing their opinions, it's really important in this space and within my community to be open-hearted and open-minded. I myself feel it's important when somebody presents a new opinion or theory to feel into it, to consider it, whether I agree with it or not. And in the end, what I highly recommend is for you to, one, do your own research, and two, lean into yourself and your inner radar. What does your inner wisdom say? What is your truth? Now, our truths can change over time. My truth, my opinion in this moment in time I have shared with you might change, and that's okay. I just feel like right now it's important to look within and feel what is true for you. All right, so where do I want to begin with this? I suppose I just want to share a little bit about dragon versus dinosaur energy. Now, I work with dragons regularly for my land healing, energy healing. I am very familiar with their unique energetic signature. Everything has a unique energetic signature. Fairies, elves, Bigfoot, dragons, and to me, the way I receive dinosaurs, they are their own category, if you will. They feel like they are cousins or relatives to the dragons, but I do perceive them as separate. Dragons feel a little bit more ancient, and dinosaurs feel a little bit more, I don't want to say current time, but how does one describe that? I don't want to say current time, but closer to physicality, I suppose. They feel closer to physicality than what a dragon does to me. Again, this is all the way that I pick up their energy. You might feel something different. You know, that being said, I would like to share with you the time that I actually saw dinosaurs because I was pretty new into this world of energies and frequencies. Nobody was talking about the dinosaurs at that time. And so I didn't really know what to make of it. But I want to share with you exactly what happened. If you're familiar with Glacier National Park in Montana, it is magnificent. It's mountainous. It's the energy there is ancient. Oh, it's if you haven't been, you should go. But there is a road called Going to the Sun Road that will take you up and over a mountain onto the other side. This is, I kid you not, a very steep and skinny road, but you can overlook this beautiful canyon and all of the lush green forests and the glaciers that are still remaining. I think it was about 4 years ago now. I was visiting this place with my family. My parents were driving, and I was sitting in the back seat, just kind of staring out while we were driving up this, going to the Sun Road. And as we reached about, I don't know, a mile or so from the very top, I found myself just looking out the window, kind of in that zone of spacing out, but also aware of where I was and what I was looking at. And immediately I thought, gosh, could you imagine what it was like when the dinosaurs were here? And I just felt major dinosaur energy. And as I was looking out the window, in front of my eyes, I saw this with my physical eyes. The air, the particles in the air shifted, and it was almost like the air itself, I guess from a textural perspective, shifted and created this holographic vision of a pterodactyl flying. And it flew right along my eyesight, right with me for what felt like minutes. I'm sure it was just mere seconds, but I was like, yeah, that's that's a pterodactyl. Well, what do I do with that? Uh, Luckily at this time, my teacher, I think a few months beforehand, mentioned that she would see fairies and angels as a holographic vision out like in her external eyes. And so I was like, okay, that's what that was. Okay, I saw a pterodactyl. I didn't tell anybody. Honestly, this is the first time that I'm really coming forward and talking about this because I didn't really know what to make of it. I didn't know how to explain it until now. From my understanding, all time periods in history and in the future are happening simultaneously. And every once in a while, those timelines or time periods bleed through. We are separated from our timelines by a veil, by an energetic wall. We're not supposed to see that bleed through. So, for example, I myself, in this theory, could be living 100 different lifetimes in different time periods. And I won't necessarily know about it or see my other versions of self because of the disconnect on the spiritual aspect, the disconnect from the energetic wall that is put up or veil. But every once in a while, there's bleed through. And this, to me, is what happened is that this pterodactyl that I saw flying energetically bled through so I could see it. I don't know how that lands or if I'm really explaining this in a way that makes sense, but it happened. I saw it, and I've seen them again multiple times there. So I go to Glacier pretty regularly, and I have consistently since that time seen different energies and beings in the same kind of sense in that holographic external bleed through of, we'll call this timelines. So I thought that was really interesting. So that's one reason why I really just feel like dinosaurs or dragons, if a pterodactyl is a dragon or dinosaur, does it really matter? In my opinion, I don't really think it does. Regardless, they exist in a different time frame that in that moment bled through. Now, there's also something called the Dinosaur Trail where you can go visit different dig sites and see their bones. And it's kind of like this whole thing. But a few years ago, I was planning this trip to go visit several of these dig sites. Montana is really known for their dinosaur stuff, so I was pretty excited. I get nerdy when it comes to dinosaur stuff. I'm wearing my shirt now, if you can see, if you're watching the video. But while I was planning this trip, I had different dinosaur energies come forward. Stegosaurus, Brachiosaurus, and T-Rex. I just thought that was really interesting. They're very, very strong, very palpable energies. Again, to compare with dragons, they're different. In my opinion, dinosaurs and dragons energetically are different. If they really are all under the same umbrella, amazing. So they've been in my space for several years. They've shown up in my energy healing sessions, my meditations, my dreams, and most recently, they asked to have space. And I was really curious to see what they had to share. And so now I want to dive into the Q&A really fast to share the questions and answers that they would like to be known by humanity. Now, if you would rather read the messages, I have them posted on my Instagram as well as my blog. So if me reading these to you is harder for you to absorb the information, I'll put the links below so you can actually read through everything on your own. But I would like to expand on some of the questions as well once I kind of move through them. So in my Q&A, I channel the messages straight from the beings that have stepped forward. In this case, this felt like a Brachiosaurus, Brontosaurus. I'm not totally sure. Their energies are very, very similar. A being of light. And so everything in the answer is going to be direct messages from the dinosaur collective, if you will. He's a spokesman for the entire collective of dinosaur energy. So let's dive in. All right, the first question. Were they really dragons? Some of them, not all. And he says, humankind has gotten some of the details of our kind accurate and inaccurate. Some of what you know and understand is quite true, some misleading. As for the term dinosaur, that is a human construct to make sense of something, to categorize it. Dragons, as you say, are our ancient ancestors, our cousins. Some of what you call dinosaurs are inaccurately labeled, but it doesn't quite matter if we begin looking forward instead of backwards, which is where I'd like these conversations to go. The next question, are dinosaurs interdimensional beings? This question I can appreciate. Yes, we are currently at that capacity. Many of us are working beyond your perception to help realign Earth, working in tandem with many other light beings. Some of us continue to exist on the physical Earth in a different dimension, much like other interdimensional beings you connect with called nature spirits. Very similarly, we exist in our own space, but come through vibrationally at times and have been known to be seen by curious minds. The next question. Do you think the Earth was better off with humans? His answer. How could that be so? The Earth being better off without the caretakers of the Earth? I do not think so. Has humanity strayed from the path of guardianship? In ways. Are they coming back around to take up that sacred space again? Indeed. Your experiences throughout time are all part of a massive learning curve. One cannot place blame on anyone for learning, going through experiences, and eventually expanding. No, the Earth is not better off without her guardians, and her guardians are not better off for getting the Earth Goddess and all beings connected to her. Next question. What is your message for humanity? He says, thank you for asking this question. For eons, we have watched from the cosmos as humanity has crept forward in consciousness. We stayed quiet as many other beings loudly stepped forward to come and help. We feel like we play an intricate part, but needed to wait until people could possibly be receptive to what I'm about to say about going forward. When we lived in physicality, clearly roaming around the world as you understand it to be, our songs reverberated throughout the earth plane, creating the potential for new existence through the power of sound. We did this by bringing our energy into physicality. That is why we existed, in part. Every physical step we took, we left imprints of energetics that would remain active until the vibration of the physical plane became a mismatch. When the energies of Earth lowered naturally, our energetic imprints went dormant. Those imprints carry secrets of the ancient Gaian energetics that are ready to be reawakened. They have been dormant for a long, long time. There are codes, information, and many possibilities ready to become once humans go and intentionally activate these impressions. How does one awaken these energetics, you might ask? It is quite simple. You may ask yourself to be a vessel of activation. Your mere presence can easily activate these codes and imprints if you simply set the intention to do so by your mere physical presence. But your intention must be set through your sacred heart, and you must believe that it is possible. If you truly believe it is possible, then it is. Next question. Did dinosaurs and humans exist at the same time? His answer. We continue to exist at the same time. We are merely in a different frequency and timeline. Many of you in this space have experienced us in your physical realities, very similarly to seeing Bigfoot or other non-physical beings. We still live alongside you, and oftentimes there is congruency in the frequencies where we come together once again. But it is not frequent for those who cannot see past the veils and into other realities. Next question. Do you know aliens? His answer. We know and work with the beings of light that many of you call aliens. They too have come forward to connect with humanity to help raise the consciousness. Some of my kind work directly with them. Others are still experiencing life as it once was, in another dimension connected to the physical earth. Last question. Why did you all die off? And his answer. It was time for our physical existence in this specific space to come to completion. What we came here to do and learn, we did. Just like when anyone completes their mission, soul contracts, experiences to be had, that's when their time in this physical existence ends. It's quite simply no different. We were here to learn, explore, experience, and create waves of sound for new possibilities. And when we as a collective completed the mission, we were called home. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed the Q&A with the dinosaurs. Definitely interesting things to think about. They do have one extra message that they wanted to share that is not part of this Q&A. And it is that they are ready to connect with humanity. They're ready to bring forward what they call ancient Gaian medicine from their time, where the ecosystems were clean and pure and expansive. Those codes and those energies that they brought forward have been dormant for a long, long time, and it is time to bring them forward into our physical reality. So, as their message said, to activate these impressions and codes, we need to set our intention that our vessel alone activates these impressions and codes. And basically, what that means is our physical bodies, if we walk over their impressions, are in the space that may or may not be identifiable today as a dinosaur location, then the energy will travel from up high, the gods, the heavens, source, down through our body, down into the Gaian realm, and basically send out a pulse, an energetic signal that says it's time to wake these codes up, wake up these impressions, bring them into this current time and space. Now, how that is going to manifest in our physical reality is going to take time. So, of course, we might not see immediate results. We might. We'll just have to kind of wait and see. But for those people that are energy healers, sensitives, already kind of working in this capacity, they have an ask of you, and that is to call forth the energetics of the dinosaurs. They all have unique medicine to give, just like plant spirits or animal spirits. They are part of the collective that is stepping forward to help heal humanity and the earthly plane. And so they're so cute and they're so shy about this, but they're asking for people that are ready to connect in with dinosaur energy, that believe that they are of the light and can help, to begin calling them in, asking them to help. They have specific messages for you that I can't deliver because they're for you, not for me and or the greater community. But I just see codes and light and a different kind of healing medicine that can come forward if we actually took the steps forward to rekindle a connection that I believe we once had that was lost long ago. Um, yeah, and that's all I have. So if you're an energy worker or somebody that's really feeling called to bring in the energies and essences of dinosaurs, then this is a clarion call for you to get to work, to open the gateway and see what comes forward for you. In addition to that, I I feel that they have a meditation that they want to be presented to the world, to the group. I will be bringing that forward sometime in November, so stay tuned. And if you have any dinosaur experiences, I would love to hear about them. So join me in my private Facebook page group. Send me a note. I would love to hear your dinosaur stories. So I'll see you next time, and thank you so much for listening.